Hello everyone. Now we are going to study about the projectile motion. In the projectile motion, we are throwing a stone, it reaches some height, then it will come back to the ground. Because the gravity is pulling back to the ground, so it is coming back to the ground. So this is what happening. In detail, the stone or the projectile we are throwing is simultaneously moving in x-axis as well as in y-axis. In x-axis it is moving forward, in y-axis it is moving upward, then it is coming to the downward because of gravity. So these are the two things simultaneously acting on the projectile. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to specify the initial position, initial angle of projection and then initial velocity, right? So initial angle of projection be theta naught, and then the initial velocity of projectile is v naught, and then from where we are projecting the projectile means from the origin, that is x comma y equal to 0 comma 0. So we write the initial position x naught equal to 0 and then y naught equal to 0. Now we are going to specify what are the component of velocity along x-axis and then y-axis. The component of velocity along x-axis will be given by cos theta equal to adjacent side by hypotenuse. So if you look like this triangle, it look like a right angle triangle. So this is the adjacent side. So it will give the xth component of velocity. So v naught of x equal to hypotenuse, that is v naught into cos theta. If you did, it will give you the x component of velocity. So that is v naught of x equal to v naught cos theta naught. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to find the yth component of velocity. So yth component of velocity will be given by hypotenuse into sin theta naught, that is sin theta equal to opposite by hypotenuse. So this is opposite side. If we find this length, this will be equal to this length. So opposite we are going to find. So opposite equal to hypotenuse into sin theta. So hypotenuse is v naught and then into sin theta. If we did, we will get the yth component of velocity along y-axis. Now we are going to find what are the acceleration along x and y-axis. In the x-axis, the object is traveling with a constant velocity throughout the motion. Therefore, there is no acceleration in the x-axis. Since in this case, we have assumed there is no air drag, which is no way going to affect the motion of the projectile. Therefore, along x-axis, no acceleration. Acceleration is going to be 0 along x-axis. Therefore, ax equal to 0. Now, the acceleration along the y-axis is nothing but a gravity. If you are having an object here, the gravity will act downwards, right? Therefore, it is acting in a negative y-axis. We can write the acceleration along y-axis ay equal to minus g. With these things in our mind, we are going to solve and we are going to find what is the instantaneous position with the kinematic relation. So we know one of the kinematic relation, S equal to ut plus half at square. With this, we are going to find the position, instantaneous position of the projectile. We know along x-axis, if we want to find the instantaneous position along x-axis, we will replace s by x and then initial velocity u by v naught cos theta naught along x-axis. If we want to find along y-axis, means we will replace the displacement s by y and then initial velocity v naught sin theta naught along y-axis. So this is what we are going to do for x and y-axis. So I am going to do it for x-axis, the instantaneous position x equal to, what is u? U is nothing but the velocity along, component of velocity along x-axis, v naught cos theta naught into t plus half. Here the acceleration is 0, so I make it as 0 into t square. Therefore, if you multiply anything with 0, it will be 0. We will get x equal to v naught cos theta naught into t. And then we need to find y. So in the place of s, we are going to substitute y, and then instead of u, that is initial velocity u, we are going to substitute the component of initial velocity y. Okay. So v naught sin theta naught into t plus half, instead of a we are going to write minus g, that is acting along negative y axis, into t square. So these are the instantaneous velocities along x and y axis. Now when the projectile reaches the maximum height, the angle of projection going to be 0. We can verify with this one, theta equal to tan inverse of Vy divided by Vx. At maximum height, the yth component of velocity going to be 0. However, the Vx is going to be a constant. Okay. Therefore, in this equation, we are going to put Vy equal to 0 at maximum height. Then we will get tan theta equal to tan inverse of 0 by Vx, and then theta equal to 0. From this also, we can able to verify at maximum height, the angle of projection is going to be 0. Now, we are going to find the path of the projectile with a kinematic relation s equal to ut plus half at square, s equal to ut plus half at square. In this equation, we are going to replace the s by y and then initial velocity u by the initial velocity along the y axis, that is nothing but v naught sin theta naught, and then we are going to find what is t. So we know the velocity v equal to displacement by time. Here the velocity along x axis, therefore we are going to replace it with v naught cos theta naught, which is equal to x by t. Then we will get t equal to x divided by v naught cos theta naught. Now we are going to substitute s equal to y and then u equal to the initial velocity in the y axis, that is v naught sin theta naught, and then t is x divided by v naught cos theta naught plus half, instead of g we are going to replace it by minus g. In the place of a we are going to replace minus g. In the place of t we are going to substitute x divided by v naught cos theta naught the square. So if you look at this equation, here we can cancel v naught and v naught. Sin theta by cos theta will give tan theta naught into x plus half minus g into x divided by v naught cos theta naught the whole square. If you look at this equation looks like y equal to ax plus bx square. This is an equation of parabola. Hence, we can conclude the path taken by the projectile is a parabola. Now, we are going to find the time taken to reach the maximum height using the relation v equal to u plus at. Here, we are going to consider the yth component of velocity. The yth component of velocity at maximum height Vy equal to 0. We are going to find the time taken to reach the maximum height. Therefore, the final velocity at maximum height is going to be 0. That is, this v is going to be 0. And then the initial velocity along y axis, we are going to write it as v naught sin theta naught, and then for this g we are going to replace it by minus g along the y axis. Therefore, we will get 0 equal to v naught sin theta naught minus gt. So we will rearrange this equation, v naught sin theta naught equal to gt. If we rearrange this equation in terms of t, we will get v naught sin theta naught divided by g. So this is the time taken to reach the maximum height Tm. Now we are going to find the time of flight. Time of flight means the time taken to reach the final stage from the initial stage is nothing but a time of flight. See, time of maximum height is in the half of the final position, right? So we can find time of flight using the time taken to reach maximum height. By seeing this diagram itself, we can see the time of flight, that is from here to here the object is traveling. So what is the time taken to reach the final position, means the 2 times the time taken to reach the maximum height. So therefore we can write Tm equal to time of flight Tf equal to 2 times Tm. Okay, that is Tf equal to 2 into V naught sin theta naught divided by G. Now we are going to find what is the maximum height reached by the projectile here. Okay, so we are going to use the relation S equal to ut plus half at square. In the place of S, we are going to replace it by y, which is equal to the maximum height h. The initial velocity in the y-axis is v naught sin theta naught, and then we have find the time of flight, that is time taken to reach the maximum height Tm equal to v naught sin theta naught divided by g. We are going to substitute here v naught sin theta naught divided by g plus half. In the place of a we are going to substitute minus g into t square, that is v naught sin theta naught divided by g the whole square. If we solve this equation, we will get h equal to or y equal to v naught square sin square theta naught divided by 2g. So this is the height, maximum height reached by the projectile in this motion. Now we are going to find the range of the projectile. To find the range of the projectile, we are going to use the simple relation velocity equal to displacement by time, displacement equal to velocity into time. Here the displacement is nothing but the range. Okay, so we are going to write range equal to v times t. This is the velocity along the x-axis. So velocity along the x-axis we know v naught cos theta naught into the time of flight Tf. Okay, if we do this, we will get the velocity into the time of flight, we will get the range of flight. So range of flight r equal to Vx equal to v naught, that is v naught of x equal to v naught cos theta naught into time of flight is 2 times v naught sin theta naught divided by g. You have to know one trigonometry function. To solve this, we have 2 sin theta cos theta equal to sin 2 theta. Substitute here, we will get r equal to v naught square sin 2 theta divided by g. So this is the range of flight. When will be the range of flight is maximum, means when theta equal to 45 degree, you will have a maximum range. When theta equal to 45 degree, if you substitute in the equation r, we will get v naught square sin 2 theta, in the place we will substitute 45 divided by g. We will get r equal to v naught square by g. Why? Because sin 90 equal to 1. So this is the maximum range of the flight. In the military application, they used to throw the cannonball to the largest extent by changing the angle of projection to 45 degree. They will reach the maximum range. If they want to decrease the range, they have to decrease the angle of projection. So they can control the range by changing the angle of projection in the military application, in the tanks and cannonball, for throwing a cannonballs like that. Thank you very much.